So this week I'm living with my parents in my hometown of British Columbia, Canada. Before that, I was in Medellin, Colombia for about 4 months. Before that, I was in Sayulita in Mexico City. And in about a week, I'm leaving for New York City and then back down to Medellin, Colombia. And what is so apparent to me tonight is just the depth of freedom and abundance you can achieve and have in life if you take it. And most people don't. And most people, as Thoreau famously said, lead lives of quiet desperation. And the difference between the average person's life and the life of people who choose to embrace all of it and lead exceptional lives is so vast, it's almost incomprehensible. And as I was catching up over dinner with my friend Kevin, who is a successful guy, he sold his company in his 20s for multiple millions of dollars, and now he's building his brand on TikTok. And he just got back from traveling through Europe. I just got back from traveling South America, and just the vastness of the possibilities in life are almost overwhelming. I mean, at this point in my business, in my life, I could literally live in any city, any country in the world. We were talking about I could just be laying down in my bed before sleep and browsing Google Flight and Google Maps and deciding where to fly to next. And it's not even about the travel or the country. For me, it's more about the people that I meet in all these different places. And one of my deepest values is having incredible, deeply meaningful conversations with inspiring people. And if I can trace back this life of freedom that I have right now, and still it's just the beginning. I mean, I'm 33 years old and my wealth is only going to exponentially increase from now. And my level of freedom is only going to increase further from now. And I'm not saying that to like brag or think I have it all figured out, but I just can't help but feeling a deep gratitude for the life that I built for myself. And I can really trace it back to a few key decisions. I think the first key decision was in high school when I decided to start lifting weights and change my physical appearance, because that was the first time I could prove to myself I could change an area of my life. And the second pivotal moment was around 17, 18 years old when I really made it a priority to improve my social confidence and social skills. And I went out to partings, gatherings, I said hi to people, and I experienced the joy of connecting with others. And the third and most pivotal decision happened when I was 26 years old, when I quit my prestigious job at the accounting firm. And I get it, that's kind of a cliche story. But if I had only known the future iterations and paths of life that quitting that job would lead to, I would have quit it even sooner. When I left my job, I didn't have any money. I had a $13,000 line of credit. I had $0 saved, and I was determined to make this business work. I literally had seen YouTube videos like this talking about how to build an online business, and I believed them enough to quit my job and go all in. And since then, I've had my ups and downs, my good months, my bad months, even my good years and my bad years. But because through all of it, I was still on the path of building my own future, building my own destiny. It all was constructive and useful. Whereas people who are stuck in a job they don't even like, they're also going to have good months, good years, and bad years. But the thing is they're not really building their own life. They're actually oftentimes just wasting their time. And this isn't a video to say having a job is bad. If someone has a career in a job they love, then that's amazing. But from my experience, most people that have jobs look at the job as simply a means to an end, whether it's going to pay off the mortgage, support the family, give them enough money to buy a car that they want, etc. It's never this vehicle of freedom. Where I talk to entrepreneurs, they're excited at what they're doing and they're excited with the level of freedom that running their own business allows them to afford. And that's why I find like 90% of my friends and 90% of my most meaningful conversations now are with people who are some kind of an entrepreneur. And I think the space has gotten so crazy recently on social media. We have influencers with millions of followers and creating videos with millions of views, really selling the dream of entrepreneurship, the cars, the travel, the woman, the luxurious lifestyle. And they are making their money from selling a course that teaches people how to start a business. So it's a very interesting ecosystem because what they are saying is not wrong, and most of the courses out there have a lot of value in them. And a classic comparison is hey, let's compare this $3,000 course to a $30,000 university tuition, and which one is going to really prepare you to have an incredible life. And you can make a logical argument for why the course will do a better job. Having said that, most people that buy these courses don't achieve success. I've talked to people that have sold tens of millions of dollars in courses, and they've told me about 6% of the people that purchase the course end up achieving success and accomplishing the desired outcome of that course. And why is that? Well, I actually think it's three things. One of them is people are not patient. People should be patient in allowing themselves to take multiple years to achieve business success before giving up, but they don't. Because of the flashy YouTube videos, they think they're going to be successful in 3 months. The second reason is that people don't have a mentor or a guide. Throughout history, great men and women have been learning from the great men and women that came before them, but it's most effectively done in a role of mentor-mentee. And with a lot of these courses, it's not that. It's just you watching videos without the personal connection to the mentor. And it's just not the same because knowledge is not a scarce resource anymore. Knowledge is everywhere. Anything anyone says in any paid course can be found for free on YouTube. What one should pay for is a mentor that is invested in their success. And most courses, unfortunately, are not that. So when you're thinking about wanting to start a business and thinking about where to invest your money in this ecosystem of coaching and mentorship, I would strongly encourage you to find someone who will offer you their one-on-one time, at least to some degree, some level of one-on-one access. And that will maximize your chances of making it over the success line. And the third reason, and this might be a bit controversial, is I actually don't think everyone is made out to be an entrepreneur. And I think that because the entrepreneur oversold on social media, people who aren't really meant to be an entrepreneur think that they want to be an entrepreneur. And this causes a lot of problems. To be an entrepreneur, you really need to be able to deal with a high level of uncertainty and frustration. And some people just don't want to deal with that. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. The trade-off in entrepreneurship is, on one hand, yes, we get freedom and financial abundance if things go well. And the price we pay is going through an immense amount of frustration and an immense amount of uncertainty. And that's not necessarily the right trade-off for everyone to make. But how I want to wrap this video up is really coming back to the truth that everyone is the master of their own fate in this life. Now more than ever before, you can live in any country you want to live in. You can work in any type of business you want to work in, whether or not it's your own, whether or not you have co-founders, or whether or not you're working in someone else's company. The choice is yours. And more than ever, the borders between industries, the borders between countries are more easily surmountable, especially if you're born in a first world country like the US, Canada, the UK, Australia. It's so easy for you to get visas and live in other countries. It's so easy for you to get work anywhere in the world if you speak excellent English. So there is absolutely no excuse for someone born in a country like that not to live the life they want to live. And what's amazing is even people who are born in developing countries have more opportunities than they've ever had before. I mean, in my time in Medellin in Colombia, I've seen many local Colombians learn English and take advantage of all the money and wealth and the expats that are flowing into Medellin and start earning American dollars. This video was a bit of a rant. I want you to comment below, where is one area of life where you're not giving yourself the freedom you deserve?